exploring 21st century skills and learning environments for middle school youth. Before I will show and discuss you our template, let us first answer these two given questions. The first question is, how do youth assess students' 21st century life and career skills in their learning environments? Well, the instruments of the 21st century can be used everywhere to improve the way people learn, think, work, and live. The abilities include problem solving, metacognition, collaboration, communication, and global citizenship. They also include critical thinking and reasoning. We suggest employing a number of measurements to allow for triangulation of conclusions, creating complicated and/or difficult activities, including open-ended and poorly organized tasks, and using tasks that use realistic or significant real-world problem situations. And the second question to answer is how the results of this study be utilized in enhancing the 21st century life and career skills of students and their learning environments. To succeed in the 21st century, one must be able to learn. Today's students are likely to have multiple occupations throughout their lives. To succeed in a world that is becoming more fluid, linked, and complex, they need to develop excellent critical thinking and interpersonal communication abilities. According to the study's findings, there is a moderately strong association between students' 21st century learning abilities and their technological literacy. And now, let me introduce our template regarding Technology Integration Evaluation Tool. This is the directions and skill with interpretation we made. Directions: utilize or check the grading skill to determine how well the technology tools are performing. Skill with interpretation: 4 is excellent, 3 competent, 2 developing, and number 1 is poor. Classroom and school technology integration evaluation and its scale. First is the teachers provide PowerPoint presentation and any other Microsoft. We give it 4. Second, the classroom uses digital whiteboards. It's 2. Using laptops and projectors for presentation and reporting. 4. Conduct virtual classroom using any applications like Google Meet, Zoom, Google Classroom, Messenger, and others. We give it 3. And the students use smartphones and Android phones to study. We check it 4. The school provides strong connection of Wi-Fi. It's 4. The school have computer laboratory. 4. Create multimedia projects. 4. Create online polls and quizzes. It's 4. And lastly, using educational apps for collaboration. We check it to 4. That is all about the template we made. And now, let us continue and proceed to the next activity. Hi, good day everyone. Welcome for today's activity. In this recreation, I will be served as your moderator. My name is Charles Magalso de Guayen. Today, we will be having a panel discussion. As your moderator, it comes great honor and privilege to deliver this online assemblage. On behalf of the audiences, I will do my best to relinquish the program prosperously. Today, we have gathered 4 panelists that are willing to answer the questions regarding classroom or school technology integration. Starting our first panelist, Miss Catherine Lianco, followed by Miss Cherry Jane Lubinco, Miss Daphne Caballero, and lastly, Miss Julianne Taipin. Each panelist are given a maximum of 1 minute and 30 seconds to give his or her answer. To formally introduce to our first panelist to answer the first question, Ms. Catherine Lianco. This is the question. Will information and communication technology make a difference in the teaching-learning process? How?
Information and communications technology or ICT can impact student learning when teachers are digitally literate and understand how to integrate it into curriculum. Schools use a diverse set of ICT tools to communicate, create, disseminate, and manage information. Technology provides students with easy-to-access information, accelerated learning, and fun opportunities to practice what they learn. It enables students to explore new subjects and deepen their understanding of difficult concepts. The COVID-19 pandemic is quickly demonstrating why online education should be a vital part of teaching and learning. By integrating technology into existing curricula as opposed to using it solely as a crisis management tool, teachers can harness online learning as a powerful educational tool. The effective use of digital learning tools in the classroom can increase student engagement, help teachers improve their lesson plans, and facilitate personalized learning. It also helps students build essential 21st century skills. Still, it's important to note that technology is a tool used in education and not end in itself. The promise of educational technology lies in what educators do with it and how it is used to best support their students' needs.
Thank you, Miss Catherine Leanco. And the second panelist to answer is Miss Cherry Jane Lubinko. Here is your question. How can teachers effectively use computers and the internet in the classroom?
Nowadays, we are exposing on technology. So teachers effectively use computers and internet in the classroom by making it easier to vary instructional delivery, record grades, calculate averages, manage attendance, and access data on student performance in online programs and assessment. In addition to, teachers can use it as a teaching tool by posting their teaching materials such as notes and videos. This is one of the advantages of students and teachers in using online resources because it can improve student and learning and retention as well as become competent and advanced.
Thank you so much for your idea and answer, Miss Cherry Jane Lubinko. Our third panelist, please do help me welcome Miss Daphne Caballero. And here is your question. How would you prepare the students to handle the unreliable and scholarly materials found in the internet?
As a future educator, there are given many informations available on internet, much of which may be regarded as reliable by one person and unreliable by another. So for instance, mainstream media sources versus non-mainstream media sources, I would provide my students with a guide, a proper guidance for determining which sources are reliable and appropriate for scholarly purposes. Giving them the credible sources include peer-reviewed journals, government agencies, research think tanks, and professional organizations. Although, I would want students to use them to make their own assessments. I would point out resources that might not be the best options and give reasons for the same.
Thank you, Miss Daphne Caballero. And lastly, our fourth panelist is Miss Julianne Taipin. Please discuss the relationship between education and industry and the mismatch between the knowledge and skills acquired by the students and the industry needs.
So the relationship between education and industry has an important role to economic growth and development. So what makes them related to each other is that, like for example, entrepreneurs are vital for economic growth. So this should be reflected in an education system that teaches entrepreneurial skills. Entrepreneurs need an understanding of economic and legal issues, as well as marketing and taxation. They also need to be able to draw up business plans. So educational institutions can respond to these needs, for instance, by incorporating entrepreneurial skills into their curriculum or having students follow a course given by a guest lecturer from industry. Education serves several important functions in the society. The most important being production of knowledgeable individuals who will contribute in that society. However, there are countries that do not fulfill this purpose, and one of that is the India. The demands of skills and specialized manpower from the industry are not being met, as majority of students lack the necessary skills sets required by the industry. That is why there is a wide gap between their acquired knowledge and required knowledge.
Perfect. Well, these discussions really give me learnings regarding our topic for today. And I hope we can discuss more to venture and to open a new perspective, but sadly to say, we do not have enough time. Well, that is all for today's discussion. Again, my name is Charles Seguayan, wishing you a prosperous day ahead.